All right, so you made it to the end of the course. You learned how to buy the car, how to sell the car, how to collect the profits, and you learn how to study the market, and you make connections. Now let's get into scaling. Scaling is when you started with whatever funds you had in the beginning. So let's just say you started out with
$500.
$500, and let's just say you started out with $500. You started out with a cheap old little Camry or whatever. You started with $500. $500. You flip that into, let's just say you sell the Camry for
let's say conservatively $1,500.
There you go. 1,000 profits. So now you have 1,500. That 1,500, you can now buy a better car. You could buy probably another Camry with lower miles. That turns in. You buy that car, you turn that car into 3,000.
Exactly.
3,000. Now, you can do the same thing, but remember, like we told you guys, the more expensive the car is, the longer it is going to stay on the market. You don't want to sit on what you have for too long, because then it gets stale. People are going to see, oh, this guy's been having his post up for a while. He wants too much money. You're going to lose money.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you're doing this full-time, part-time. This is money we're talking about, and we want you to sell the car as quick as you can for as much as you can. So, from this point on, you can either go two ways. You can go, I'm going to buy another car, $2,500 car, and put it up for $5,000. And let's just say you can make that $5,000. Or, you split this into two different cars, and now you have double the productivity. That 1,500 turns into another.
What we would recommend for everybody watching, what we would recommend is the splitting, because it's using, instead of the quality, which usually quality is better than quantity, but in
the
this
car flipping business,
it's not like that.
It's quantity over quality.
Exactly. It goes from 1 to 2 to 4 to 8,
Yeah.
and then you have an entire gigantic, dealership full of cars that it's basically a numbers game. It becomes, because if you keep on going, let's say five to 8,
5 turns into what? $7,000. $7,000.
Exactly.
It's gonna take much, and it's gonna start getting harder for you to sell the car, because nobody, people are not in the market as much for a $7,000, $5,000 car rather than they are a $3,000 car.
Exactly.
And then now you have more productivity. You can put these two into, now you have $6,000, and you can split the $6,000 into 3 cars, three
Exactly.
2K cars, or you're actually $1,500 cars. We like to stay in that range.
Exactly.
1,500, and now you have all these cars going 15. You have 15, 3,000, 4,500, 6,000. So now you have 4 different cars that you're making that are constantly going, and now you're making. Well, if you're making, let's just say it's a $1,500 car, you make $1,500 profit. This is conservative. We're not considering this could be a really good car. You make $4,000 on a car.
Exactly.
This is conservative. So let me neaten this out a little bit. 1,500. We want you to stay in this range anyways, because like we said, the more expensive it is, the harder it's going to be to sell. The longer it is.
Exactly.
This turns into, you sell it for $3,000 each. This turns into $12,000. $12,000. You can go from this to this in about a couple days, 4 to 5 days. You can go from this to this in about another 4 to 5 days, and that's why this is the sweet spot, because you can actually sell a car for $3,000 in literally less than 5 days. Literally every 5 days, within the 5 days, you're gonna be able to turn $3,000 into, or $1,500 into a profit of $3,000. And if you're doing the math on that, every 5 days you're gonna be making $6,000, depending on how many cars you have going at once. So every 5 days you're making $1,500 profit. You're actually making, per however many cars you have, 3,000, 3,000, 3,000, 3,000. You're making 15. So you're making $6,000 every 5 days.
Basically, on the conservative side, a week. Let's say $6,000 a week.
$6,000 a week.
It doesn't matter where you work. Most of the time,
4 weeks in a month.
Exactly.
That's $24,000 a month.
24K.
$24,000 a month profit.
Is 100% realistic for what we do.
Yeah,
It's like
100%.
That's completely normal.
And that's why we do quantity over quality, because
Exactly.
quality Yeah, these are quality cars, expensive cars. You can make a lot of money. But when you buy a car for this much, you're only digging yourself a bigger ditch. Because
like what he said before, it's the 3 days to finish this.
Yeah.
3 days to finish this. But when it gets to the 5,000 mark,
that's like,
and plus,
it wastes weeks.
It's the 2 weeks plus. It's always 2 weeks plus.
And yeah, you might make, let's just say, like, we'll be realistic. We had a car that we bought it for the Lexus GX. It's a nice car. Even though this is a hot car, a 4Runner type build, we even put an off-road kit on it.
Exactly.
Even though this is a hot car, you were in it for what, 10,000, 10, 12,000? 10,000. It stayed with us for how long? Like 10 months.
Like 10 months.
It would not sell. Economy fluctuates. You have to be wary of that. No matter what the economy is, people will always be able to afford a $3,000 car over $10,000.
It's the whole business is a numbers game, and that's what scaling is. It's a numbers game. If you play your numbers right, and you don't, there's certain paths you can go. If you go this path, which is the more, is the smarter path, because again, let's say the 3-3-3 thing. So let's say 4 days. This is most likely going to take more than 3 weeks.
Yeah,
easily.
a $7,000 car is going to take at least a week to sell. At least a week.
At the very least.
This $10,000 car you guys had, you only ended up selling for like $13,000.
Yeah.
Made $3,000 profit in what, 10 months?
Yeah.
Of course, this was a really bad one. That was like a very bad.
Yeah.
But
and you're going to lose. There's no possibility of not losing. But it's a good thing to lose. It's a good experience.
Yeah.
And that means you know what to stay away from. You know what to do. And that's how we know all these cars and what to do, because we've lost so much time.
We've lost a lot.
But it's all part
tens
of
of thousands of dollars you have to lose to make millions of dollars.
Exactly.
So, honestly, like we said, you start out with however much money you have, 500, 1,500. If you're here, it's even sooner, good for you. Now you can get to this area. We would say stay between that 3 to 5 area of, you want to sell the car for $3,000 to $5,000. That's the sweet spot, or no, $2,000 to $5,000.
Yeah.
Selling the car for $2,000 to $5,000 is the sweet spot. And if you can make around $1,500 per car, you're chilling.
Exactly.
Because then you can scale it out. And now you have 3,000 2 times, turn into 6,000. 6,000 divided by 4 different cars turns into $3,000 profit each. Now you have 12,000 accumulated.
Exactly.
And now you're just doubling. Now 12,000, what? 12,000, it's gonna, what's double this? So it's gonna be 8. So 12,000 into 8 times 3, that's 24,000 cars. I mean, $24,000 from this 12K.
Exactly.
So when you evenly spread this out to 8 cars, because that's how much it's gonna be. 8 times $3,000, 24K, $12,000 profit.
Yeah.
And then you can just keep doing it, rinse and repeat. And this is literally the formula to being financially free. I mean, it doesn't get more simpler than this. We're just showing you that quantity over quality in the car business. This is it's a very lucrative business, and you have to know what you're getting yourself into. And it takes a lot of experience. It's taken me probably about 2.5 years of failing and winning to be able to present something like this and actually have something to show for it. But yeah, this is scaling, and you've made it to the end of the course now where you can, go your own way and be successful too.
Also, any car that you do sell or buy or anything, you put it in the chat, so then we can help you out with it.
We can track your wins too.
Exactly.
This is a community-based thing. That's the reason why we're gonna have whatever community platform we end up having. This is recorded before we build everything, but this is pretty much, again, this is the formula to your success. And it all starts with $500, and that commitment to buy that first car all starts with you.
Exactly.
So
all you need to do is start.
Just start. That $500 could be, people end up buying shoes, people buy clothes. This can be literally the start to your financial freedom.
6-figure business easily.
Yes.
When it comes to this business, 6 figures is the low number. Like, people always make 6 figures.
Yeah, like you're at least clearing $100K a year. I mean, just with this formula, let's just say you stay at 4 cars, $12K a month, or no, $12K a week. Because remember, we're dividing this by, it takes about
6K a week.
4 to 5 days. It depends how many cars you have. So remember,
yeah,
if you have 4 cars going at once, and you're selling each of these a week, or every 4 or 5 days, you're making about $12K a week, which is $6K profit.
Yeah.
You're gonna be making what, $6K profit times 4 weeks? $24,000 a month. And we did the math on that. $24,000 a month is That's 240K a year.
Exactly.
240K a year. Like,
and you can ask any dealer anything like that. That this is an easy thing.
This is pipsqueak numbers compared to what dealers make. Dealers make hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Exactly.
Using our same methods. Just it's gate kept because why would they want to give out free business? So again, we want all of you guys to succeed, and this is the formula. And again, this all starts with you.